Sure.
Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. How you doing? Bit different today. I should have done this before explaining it to the live audience, but oh well, never mind. I'll just have to explain it quickly again. I've got Chunky Nut playing Dwarf Fortress, not in the same world. He's got his own slight spin on the same embark location. He's got his volcano in the top right. And as you can see, we've got a view of him in the bottom right of the screen. We can also zoom in if he does something interesting. We can get in there and have a little look, a little rummage around, a little poke about in his fortress. And also we can have a look at Dwarf Therapist as well still. But no webcam, because as I said earlier, it's fucking hot. I'm not wearing a t-shirt and nobody wants to see the slow ooze of liquid out from beneath my breasts as I get hotter and hotter and sweat more and more. Such erotic imagery. Anyway, hello, Chunky Nut. I could keep going to say your real fucking name and doxing you. I've got to get into the playing multiplayer with other people in the room mindset. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Little sip of coffee. Now, at the end of my last session, highlighting OBS and pressing up and down on the computer so that it goes between scenes. There we go. Now if I highlight Dwarf Fortress, at the end of my last session, I had some traders turn up, I think. If I press F1 and zoom in a little bit, there's my embark point there. And yes, the traders are in there. And they brought wagons with them. And last time, they brought a lot of shit. Oh, some people may have some... may have noticed some other things that are slightly different. I've upped the population cap. The reason I wasn't getting any more migrants is because I had my population cap to 80, because I'd downloaded this copy off of Ocelot, who has that as his standard setting. But I have decided to up it a little bit and put it back to the standard default lazy new pack population caps. So we'll see how that works out. We should be getting more migrants over the course of this episode, but who knows? Maybe they won't turn up. Dwarf Fortress can be funny like that. You may also have noticed that I have a frame rate paused of somewhere in the region of 108,000 frames per second. That's because I've uncapped the calculation frame rate. This may not stick. This may be a thing that changes back to normal in newer episodes. Why would you do it in older episodes? We'd have to go backwards through time. But it's capped the visual screen rate at 60, and we'll see how it goes. Screen rate, frames per second. You all know what I mean. Stop being so fucking picky. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to unpause and see how fast things happen. Oh yes, if this actually speeds things up, that's going to get those quantum stockpiles done at a moment's notice. You were saying, Chunky, before we started, that when you do it on a per room basis, so you set up a single dump stone and then move all the stone at one time.
Yeah, and then you can activate or deactivate the zone, the dumping zone.
Yeah, whereas I have perhaps foolishly gone for a single tile that's having every stone of that type brought to it in the fortress. At least we figured out last time that the last 16 rhyolite that were waiting to be moved to the dump were actually inaccessible, and that's why no one was moving them. I could have spent literally until 8 a.m. trying to figure that out. Okay, so let's call Sal to the trade depot. Press R there. And she's on her way. She's currently storing an item in a stockpile, which makes sense. We have kind of turned the whole fortress towards organising that kind of stuff, but that's fine. We just wait here. Will Sal come along? Goodness, look at that frame rate. It's going down to 53. Okay, uncapping the frame rate didn't really have any dramatic effects. I suppose it will do when there's only 7 dwarves in the fortress, but once your population goes up, it's a hard limit. It's a hard cap. I did die on a Sark's cult. I went to bed and had a good night's sleep. A good day's sleep. Got up about 1 o'clock. So, yeah, it was all good. I was streaming until 5, though. So, I mean, that's all good, isn't it? Happy days. Right, I think Sal should be in there by now. She is in there. We can trade. And thankfully, these guys are not elves, so we can trade our spiked wooden balls, which, of course, are ludicrously valuable. Everybody wants to get their hands on my balls. Let's get all the bars they've got. Here we go. What are you thinking about doing for trading, Chunky? Are you going for just buy whatever that you need, or are you going to try and go full smelt my own?
I'm going to smelt my own actually, because I figured out the bottom right hand tile here is what have I done? As coal. so I can quite easily get a fuel source.
Oh, right.
Although,
I mean, go
thinking
for the
about it,
volcano.
there's a volcano there,
I mean,
so I don't really need a fuel source.
no, you don't need one at all. What was it? I mean, what use is a volcano
do,
if you just like look at it? You
do,
got
you,
to get
do you
in
need
there.
it for steel? Do you need it for steel?
You don't need a volcano for steel, but you know.
No, I mean fuel. Sorry.
You
So the
can
carbon.
use other
I,
things other than coal.
yeah,
So I think you can use
you can use
lignite.
wood, charcoal. Yeah, lignite is also another form of like coke or coal, isn't
Okay,
it?
but yeah, you can use various. I think chalk. You can use chalk. No, it's not just economic stones. Maybe I'm not
because
sure.
it's the economic stones, isn't it?
Actually,
See
is
that's
chalk just carbon, or am I losing my mind? Have I heard that somewhere? Pretty sure. Hang on. It's time to hit Google. It's a very early Google in the stream. Is chalk carbon? Question mark. Don't know why I'm putting a question mark in. Google doesn't need one. Carbon is locked in a mineral, calcium carbonate, familiar to teachers and school children, and better known as chalk. Okay, so it's calcium carbonate. That makes sense. So it does have carbon in it. So I presume if you burn it at a high enough temperature, that carbon becomes available to make steel. It's a fairly bold presumption, but it might be the case. It's entirely possible. What the dickens is this, though, Velociraptor? This is a daytime stream with more than one streamer. Say hello to Dave.
Hello, Dave.
There you go. See, you've got Chunky Nut playing. That's his view in the bottom right corner. I know. Double Dwarf Fortress. Careful you don't overdose. Careful you don't overdose. Maybe have to pause halfway through. Right, let's have a little look down here on my trade screen, see what else we've got. I'm not going to buy any rope, not going to buy any... here we go. We've got musical instruments. We've got a silver ecro. Sorry if this fucks your ears up, Chunky. Fuck's sake.
I mean, I do watch your stream, so I understand
what's
going to happen.
You're braced. You're ready to pull the headphones away just in case. Yeah. This is a silver ecro. The bells are made from silver. The stand is made from crystal glass. The ecro is a huge stationary percussion instrument. It consists of 5 metal bells attached to a glass stand. The musician strikes the bells. The instrument has a 1-octave range, going from a mid-low to a middle pitch. The instrument has a clear, rugged, heavy timbre. Okay, so metal bells. I mean, at least they're easy to pick. Well, I say picture to sounder in your mind. What's the way? So if you picture something in your mind, what do you do with sounds? Do you just hear it in your head? I suppose.
Yeah.
I wish there was a
internal monologue or whatever.
A different way of phrasing it, but no. Exactly. Why is there no equivalent word? English is so fucked up. It's insane. So what is it? It's metal bells on a glass stand. Well, the sound of the glass stand probably would influence the sound a little bit in real life, but I'm not going to take it into account. I'm just going to assume metal bells from mid-low to a middle pitch. And that's high. So it's a dong. A bong, sorry. It's a bell dong bong. With a clear, rugged and heavy. A clear, rugged, heavy dong. Okay. Dong. No, it wasn't dongy enough. Dong. That wasn't very rugged. A rugged dong would have much more texture to it. It would be, I don't know, seeing as Dwarf Fortress provides you with such weird fucking adjectives to describe stuff, let's say it would be veiny.
You don't want it watery, though.
Well, that's not clear. No. Definitely not. Dun. Is that good enough? Is that a good sound? Hello, Druids Mead. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Clear, rugged, heavy metal bell. Bung. I've got to think more about when I finish the sound, how I stop it, because of course the most interesting part of the sound a bell makes is the bell end. Oh god, the forced sex puns have got to stop. They're bad. They'll get me banned. Dun. That sounds good enough. That's as close as we're getting. The percussion instruments are all very difficult to make the sounds for because, obviously, I am not a percussion instrument. I rarely strike myself, and when I do, the most interesting sound I make is like this. Or perhaps. But that's not particularly exciting. A large proportion of the population can manage that one. Anyway, we bought loads of instruments last time, so maybe I won't bother buying instruments this time, because otherwise we're going to end up with a fucking trade depot absolutely knee-deep in musical instruments. So we'll just have a look at them for now. We'll pick each one up one by one, play the opening to Stairway to Heaven, and drive the owner of the fucking music shop mental. An iron athrab. Have we seen the athrab before? I'm not sure we have. This is an iron athrab. The drum is made from iron. The head is made from yak leather. The athrab is a mid-sized handheld percussion instrument. It consists of an hourglass metal drum with a leather head. The musician strikes the head. The instrument has a nearly 2-octave range, going from a mid-high to a very high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has a strong, vibrating, rugged timbre. Okay, so it's another rugged-sounding bonk. More of a donk. I don't know. A doop. The thing is, my idea of what a drum is has recently been expanded quite a lot. I found a YouTube video showing something called a tongue drum, which is not what you would immediately think, a drum that you play with your tongue, which I feel like would be difficult to get any kind of powerful noise out of. But a drum where you hit these little tongues engraved, not human tongues, just long pieces of wood, like carved out into the surface of a piece of wood on a drum. And it makes all sorts of like noises. It's really very different from what I would immediately think of as a drum. I mean, sure, the most exciting drum I can think of other than that, prior to seeing it, would be something like a timpani with a big boom head. But where was I going with this? I appear to have gone down a very weird tangent. Put a donk on it. That's not a bad idea. Excuse me, I'm just having a little lean to the side. Oh, there we go. Hopefully the mattress muffled that and prevented you from hearing my bottom's little outburst. But who knows? Maybe it wasn't quite good enough. So where were we? A strong, vibrating, rugged timbre for a drum. And it's high-pitched. Not very rugged. It did vibrate, though. It's quite good. If I shake my fists up and down really fast, I can get that wobbly sound in my voice without looking my head left and right super fast and giving myself a concussion. It's great. I think we'll move on. This drum is not the most powerful sounding instrument they brought with them, clearly. That's going to be the earthenware nupto. Have we seen the nupto? That rings a bell. This is an earthenware nupto. The frame is made from earthenware. The body is made from bronze. The strings are made from green brood silk. Oh, it's like, what is that? Hulk hair? It sounds like that kind of thing. I don't know. I wouldn't want to think where you'd get silk out of the Hulk. It would probably be a pretty unpleasant process. The nupto is a tiny handheld, silk-stringed instrument with a ceramic frame and a metal body. The strings are suspended from the frame down to the body, and the musician plucks the 6 strings. Tuning is accomplished by pegs. Oh, wait, no, is this the tiny hand? This is the hand guitar. This is the tiny hand guitar that I was playing last night. The tiny, that's right, put a Shrek in it. The tiny little hand harp. We can't do that one again. We did that one before. What else have we got? Ekro, we've seen that. A kangaroo bone zocker. Oh, that's interesting. We've seen the gesso. We've not seen the silk. I'm presuming you're going to end up getting all the same musical instruments in your one. If we've got the same in Bark, they're pre-generated, right?
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So if you play the same world, you end up with the same instruments. Because it's a world...
Well, we definitely got the same artifact, didn't we?
Oh. You've had that silver sword turn up, probably on the same person. But I think mine is still on the person who brought it and not actually just lying around on the floor. Which is good.
I had looked at all my dwarves and none of them have it. And at the time there was no one else on the map, and there still isn't, actually. So it's either in the caverns or lying around somewhere on the surface, but I've unforbidden it, so I could see if it turns up.
Yeah, get it in the books. I reckon you'll probably get that. Someone's going to get it and move it sooner or later. Druidsmead apparently viewed their flat that they were going to view today, and it looks nice, and so they're no longer at risk of becoming homeless during the Perplaga, which is lovely. Yay! I don't know what I'm applauding here. I'm just clapping in a sort of weird, inane way. Either am I clapping the concept of nice things happening? Because obviously to congratulate Druidsmead here is sort of weird and a bit patronising, isn't it? Well done, well done. You went to a flat viewing, congratulations. Whereas, I'm just happy for it. Maybe you can just applaud for being happy. That's weird. Maybe you can do that. What's the deal on the 2 views, says Dave. Oh, well, this view down in the bottom right, this is Chunky Nuts game. There's his fortress. He's embarked with the volcano in the top right, and of course I've embarked with the volcano at the bottom right. So that makes him the top and me the bottom. No, I don't like the way that's going. I don't like the direction that's taking. Let's just backpedal for a second. We can also look at Dwarf Therapist, so don't worry, which will allow you to see Dwarf Therapist, my view, and then his view tucked away in the corner, a little tiny view. But yeah, we're both working on a very similar embark, but not precisely the same. It's good. It's good. Totally different embark. I thought you had access to view yours. No, it's not multiplayer. Although we both have heard of multiplayer in the ether. Yeah. Neither of us have ever sort of given it a go. It doesn't sound like it would work well. What about a kangaroo bone Zoka, though? Will that work well? Let's have a little look. This is a kangaroo bone Zoka. This object menaces with spikes and giant wolverine tooth. Schnicked. The Zoka is a large handheld cylindrical bore bone wind instrument. The musician blows across a hole in the side. The musician selects the pitch by pressing keys to stop holes. The instrument has a 3-octave range going from a very low to a middle pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a round, vibrating timbre. It has 3 registers, round and vibrating. Ooh, ooh. That's okay. The low register has a wobbling, fragile timbre. Okay, wobbling, round, fragile and vibrating, but low. Doesn't sound very fragile. It sounds quite malleable, if anything. And fragile needs to be brittle. That's, I'm interpreting there the meaning of the word fragile musically to be something that ends quickly, just it lasts in a moment. But when I go, it just doesn't sound right, and it certainly doesn't feel right. It certainly doesn't feel right. How about? It's a good job no one can see me. I look absolutely fucking ridiculous. Maybe the instrument has low self-esteem. Okay. Druidsmead says currently only tech support scammers can multiplay. Oh, interesting. Is that just the level of expertise with computers you need to play Dwarf Fortress, or is that some kind of anecdote you're referring to there? What's happened? Tech support scammers? Who's pretending to be tech support for Dwarf Fortress? I mean, surely if you're competent enough to download and play Dwarf Fortress, you're seeing through someone saying, "Hello, this is about your Dwarf Fortress account. Could I please have your password?" I mean, that doesn't make sense, does it? No, he means they take over your computer.
Okay, like hotboxing or whatever.
Hotboxing?
Yeah.
I think they'll find that's smoking like weed in a car or a small room.
Yeah. What's the other hot? It's something hot, isn't it?
It's not hot dasking. Hot dasking? Hot tasking? Hot dogging? No, that's what happens in parks up and down the country at the moment. Cottaging,
at the moment,
that's different.
Right
that's in
now.
Toilets, and it's apparently also specific to men.
Yeah, it came from parks in London, didn't it? Like Hammersmith Park. They those little cottage toilets.
Yeah, the toilets with the thatched roofs.
Yeah.
Join me in the cottage and we'll stand in a rucksack. Were you there with us when, this is a slightly weird tangent, but we went to a gig somewhere or something up in London, and on the way back we were coming through Charing Cross. We went down into the toilet, and then the door swung open and there was a guy bumming another guy, and the guy who was doing the bumming was standing in like a carry-all, so you couldn't see his feet under the doors. Do you remember that?
I remember you telling me this.
And
I wasn't there though.
I remember we all sort of turned around and went, "Wah!" and sort of like ran laughing back up to the top, which is weird because I shouldn't have done that. Being the skinflint I am, I would have been like, it cost me 20 pence to get into these toilets. I'm not fucking leaving. you, sir, are going to close that door and I'm going to go and have a little pee over here. Mind you, I was quite drunk and young. Young and drunk. What a combo. What a combo. Smoking with the windows shut is hotboxing, says Druids Mead. Don't ask me how I know. We know how you know. we're all grown up here. I've listened to albums by the band Earth. I know what's going on here. Where are we? I know who fucking Electric Wizard are. Anyway, let's have a little look over here. The low register. We've done the low, wobbling, fragile register. The middle register begins at a low pitch and has a reedy, rugged, heavy timbre. So it's vibrating, but reedy and rugged. Now, those words, in my mind, are fighting each other. There's a certain amount of contradiction going on when someone says, he's reedy, but rugged. Maybe what they mean is it's sort of like a big, powerfully built lumberjack type guy, but he's got like a bulrush style afro hairstyle. So it's like a cross between a proper like microphone afro, but also that Kid and Play haircut that was in the 90s thing, Kid and Play, remember? Like straight up at the sides and flat on the top. So almost like you've got a bulrush crash helmet on top of your head. Is that what it means? Reedy and rugged? I mean, I know I'm not describing it in terms of music, but those are the images in my mind. That's what I'm seeing. Reedy, rugged, and heavy. Reedy, but rugged. But heavy. It's interesting. It's a weird bone object that will sound like that when it's blown across, but okay. I'll tell you what is weird. Have you seen those Aztec screaming death pipes? No? I've blown his mind. You what? Screaming Aztec death pipes? They're like little carved skulls, and they have like a carved air channel inside, and they're used as like a whistle or a blowpipe. And they make a sound that sounds like sort of distant human screams. The really loud ones. I want to see one played with an air horn because I want to see how loud it will get. But they're really quite. It sounds like the pits of hell opening up and like the sound of and stuff. Aztec
what was
death
up
whistle.
with the Aztecs?
I don't know. I think it might have been something in the water because that was what killed them, wasn't it?
I thought it was generally the plague and the Spanish.
No, there was a South American pyramid building sacrificing civilization who ended up just chucking severed heads into their drinking water and ended going completely mad because of prions. At least I heard that. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's dirty colonialist propaganda. It's entirely possible. It sounds like colonialist propaganda.
Yeah.
But we'll never know. It's history. How could we possibly find out anything about that?
They were a bit... Yeah. The evidence suggests they're a bit fucking crazy, though.
They do. I mean, you look at the Aztecs, and it's you would need a very powerful PR firm to come in and make some of that shit fly in the modern world. Like, you know, if someone turned up from the UN to the modern day Aztec council and were like, look, we know it's part of your culture. We're fully aware that your civilization revolves around worship of the sun and ripping motherfuckers' hearts out. But we think one of those is okay. The other one really has to stop. It's not great. It's really tanking your health outcomes for healthcare. Come on.
Saatchi or something like that.
Yeah, Saatchi. Who are the ones who do they're always suing Private Eye for Carter Ruck, the law firm that do all the sort of libel cases. You'd get Carter Ruck in to defend the Aztecs. There'd be someone on Newsnight sitting there going, oh no, it's absolutely perfectly all right. I mean, you are stamping all over their culture. Well, they are a powerful empire that covers a large portion of South America. Bullshit! This is outrageous! Man, part of me really wants that to be like... Imagine there was like a powerful Stone Age kingdom still in existence, completely refusing to advance into the modern era. Sure, there's that Sentinel Island, North Sentinel Island, with the North Sentinelese, and they're still sort of like, you know, isolated, living in a Stone Age technology kind of way. But I'd love it if someone like the fucking Aztecs or the ancient Egyptians still had like a massive empire on Earth. Oh, hang on, I'm being called for. Yeah? I beg your pardon? Oh, for those of you who can't hear, I'll have to come and sort it out in a minute. I know, it was before, yeah. I've just been informed that one of my children has had a poop, which normally would be absolutely fine. But earlier, just before I streamed, the other child had a poop and managed to completely bung the toilet up with a single Titanic log. And unfortunately, the second child didn't check for this and has pooped on the poop, providing like a second layer of blockage in the toilet. So at some point, I am going to have to go and unblock that. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. I'm going to have to find the long gloves, get in there and break it down. We're running out of bamboo sticks. It's trouble.
Get a poo knife.
Poo knife. Oh, I don't know if I can go that far. I mean, I heard of people where someone had... there was an anecdote I heard on another podcast where someone had a screwdriver next to their toilet and used it to break up the turds in the toilet. At no point in that podcast, though, did anyone ever call it a poo driver, which drove me absolutely mental. I mean, come on. That's low-hanging fruit. You've got to eat that. You've got to pull that off the tree and shove it in your mouth and go, poo driver. Well, okay, that got a bit out of hand. Let's not talk about that. Hello, Cataplexia AU. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. How unfortunate for you to have arrived at such a scatological moment. I do apologise. But, I mean, as much as that apology is kind of intended in jest, brace yourself. It could get worse. Let's have a little look after here. Druidsmead says, don't forget the blood sacrifices. The Aztecs were a bunch of cunts. Massive slavery. When you say that, do you mean like they had massive slaves or just widespread? I think I know enough about the Aztecs to know what you mean. I don't know how I could possibly misinterpret that. The idea that they would just have massive slaves. Feed him some more. Eat more. Go on. I need you to be bigger. I'm going to sell you at a profit. Hang on. We've strayed into incredibly dark territory here. I think much as the human sacrifice bit earlier on was a bit dark, I mean, this is getting even worse. That's right. The turd wrangler strikes back. I am going to have to go and deal with it. I've got nowhere to turn. I've backed myself into a corner. I've got human sacrifice and slavery behind me, and I've got fucking poo jokes in front of me. Where am I taking this stream? What am I doing? How have we ended up here? For Orchimedes, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Says, is there a stream tonight as well, or am I talking utter gibberish? I'm afraid not tonight. I did one last night, so the chances of like 2 nights on the trot. I mean, maybe. See what Kel says. Maybe she's had enough of me. Maybe she wants the bed to herself so she can lay down. But I don't think what she wants is me to stay up till 5 a.m. again and then sleep until 1. That feels like it's going to not be accepted. We'll see. We'll see. Druidsmead says, draft both children and send them in to defeat the brown trout. You know what? We haven't been able to send children down into mines for a very long time in the UK. And to be honest, I feel like what you're suggesting there is the equivalent. Asking someone to unblock that toilet is basically the equivalent of asking... I've just heard someone go in downstairs and go, oh my God! It's the equivalent of sending someone down into a coal mine for 10 years. So, you know, it's not going to do my... it's probably people fainting in the street. The front door just got opened and closed. What I do is flush it, and I hold the flush until the toilet is so full it's about to flood, and then the gravity takes care of it. Dave, I don't want to burst your bubble here, but I don't think you're actually fully grasping the nature of this turd. It is quite big. It's like King Kong is trying to point at you from round the U-bend. It's unbelievable. I mean, I can't say anything, really. I did that as a kid. I was constantly going everywhere and blocking toilets with a single loaf. But hey, that's just how it goes. It's just how it goes.
It'll work once.
They enslaved everyone over 7 feet or 25 stone. They force-fed their slaves fuck tons of chocolate. Oh, yeah, the Aztecs had chocolate, didn't they? You see, rough and smooth. Going through history, and you have to choose the civilizations, and at that era, you'd be like, oh, who do I pick? Well, I like chocolate. Let's pick the only society that has chocolate. And then you get there, they rip your heart out, cut your head off, chuck it into the drinking supply, and everyone goes nuts. Blimey. Dark days. Anyway, musical instrument. That's what we were doing. You know what? I think we'll skip this one. I can't remember where I was. Somehow it led me on to Aztec death whistles. let's just get some Dwarf Fortress played. I'll buy some shit. I think we've done all these instruments before. Oh, I don't know if we've done the Sill. Fuck it, we'll save it for another time. It's for a nighttime stream. The daytime isn't for making weird noises and imitating fictional instruments. The daytime is for actual progress. That's why I'm here. Mountain goats, horses, boars. Oh, a female eagle. Oh, if only we'd bought the male last time. Oh, no.
Oh, you
They've got a
got
male.
the male.
They've got a male. They've got a male. I've bought a mating pair. Oh, sorry, I just bought an empty copper cage. There's the male eagle. Fantastic. Eagle eggs for breakfast, everybody. And it's only 90 trade credits. That's not a bad deal. Man, they're going to feel pretty cooped up in that tiny little room. I've got all the egg layers in, though. Oh, well. Never mind. Factory eagle farming. I've just bought... Kel's walked in and given me a weird look. I've bought a pair of eagles in Dwarf Fortress, and I'm going to sell them. Yeah, there's no camera, don't worry. I've got Ad streaming as well. He's there.
Hello, Ad.
Hello. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Good,
Bearing
thank you.
in mind this is live on the internet, so don't necessarily ask any questions that you might ask under other circumstances.
Fair dues. Dinner will be ready in about half hour.
Okay, well, I'll get this trade done then, otherwise we're going to be sitting here forever. I don't know, I get really annoyed when they bring all these big barrels of fucking venom, because I want them. Like, owning a barrel full of, like, bumblebee venom is fucking wicked, but just the fact that it's useless...
Awful lot of bumblebee venom.
I know. If you bought every barrel they brought, you'd have enough to... I wonder if you could tip it out and make a pool of... Can you make a pool of venom? Can I just have, like, a pool of bumblebee venom in my fortress and then just toss, like, a Macaulay Culkin proxy in to watch him inflate and die? Do you reckon that would work? I don't think it would work.
So I'll get some paste put on that now.
What? Oh, on your finger? Finger paste? That's on a sting or a bite. We're not sure which. It's not just finger paste for the sake of finger paste. I don't need to buy any milk, especially not kangaroo milk. Fisherberry wine, shall I buy that? Nah. Okay, keep going down. Find something worth buying. Buckets, training axes, swords, picks, hemp socks. No, we're going to get our own...
I had a pair of them once.
Well, I'm going to hopefully be making stuff like that rather than buying it in. What was that for 1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a silver halberd. Oh, you've left a big wet patch. I know, I look
I've
good.
been in the pool.
Oh, I was going to make a sex joke. Mind you, the kids are in the next room, so it's probably best to be a little bit circumspect about that kind of thing. Mwah. Love you. Half hour, yeah. Bugger. Bloody dinner. Always interrupts him. Never mind. Mind you, I doubt my children will put up less or any less resistance to the idea of dinner. The second I say go and wash your hands, it'll be like, oh, I've got to put the switch down for more than 10 seconds. Oh, fuck. Oh, dear. Anyway, where were we? Large Endoc Monsters leather hood. Endoc Monsters leather hood. That sounds euphemistic, doesn't it? That sounds like a very tatty foreskin. Ugh. Again. Stop me, please. I'm going to hell. Willow chest. But is it the one from Buffy? That's the question. Oh, it's tut. Terrible joke. I can't stop myself. Iron anvils. Do I need more iron anvils? I mean, obviously the answer is no. But do I want more iron anvils?
Can you smelt iron anvils?
Yes, you can smelt iron anvils. So, Bearing in mind this is live on the internet, well, she might say something personal, Dave. She might mention like personal details about Chunky Nut, or just mention something in like that you might not be cool with talking about online. Like,
Or that
I'm trying to think
someone
of
would
some
hear that we didn't want to
amusing disease that I could suggest you have, but then I realised most diseases aren't actually that amusing if you've got them. So it's probably difficult territory. Or maybe, he's got like, I don't know, fucking bunions. How about that? She shouldn't mention your bunions. Right, I'm going to buy these anvils. Screw it, let's buy those anvils. It's just iron in a special lump form. I'm also going to buy all this food. Owl gizzards, frill shark, shortbreads, all that kind of stuff. Yellow bullhead, rainbow trout? Yes, yellow trout. For a second I thought it said Rainbow Troy, which sounded like some kind of Pride Day Star Trek fancy dress, but no. Not at all. We've got some yarn in there. What else have we got here? Skirts, trousers, backpacks, snail leather. Ugh, that sounds disgusting. Hand of Zunthir leather backpack. 2-humped camel cheese. It's not from a 2-humped
Equally
camel. The cheese has
sounds
been
very
humped
nice.
twice.
Yeah.
No, the camel
By a
has been humped twice.
By the cheese.
It achieves a second fermentation stage. Malachite what? Sill stand, okay. And then we've got some scrolls, codices, bells. There's 3 codices. Let's have a little look at one of them. If it's a good one, we'll look at the next one. If not, we'll abandon. This is a brimstone-bound codex. This object is adorned with hanging rings of giant moon snail shell and menaces with spikes of swan bone. It's already beautiful and I want one. The written portion consists of a 1-page autobiography entitled The Defective Confinement and the Dwarf, authored by Id Copperfells. It concerns the dwarf Id Copperfells. Overall, the prose is passable. The work has 3 chapters. The first chapter covers the start as a historian of the dwarf Id Copperfells in Spiral Irons in 74. This is 1 page, 3 chapters. The second chapter covers the marriage of the dwarf Id Copperfells and the dwarf Ingish Tombchasm in 77. The third chapter covers the authoring of The Brave Fortune and the Dwarf by the dwarf Id Copperfells in gift paints in the late spring of 86. So he got himself on a single-page autobiography. He's managed to get 3 chapters in which he's used the third chapter just to plug his last book. So well done. Well done, Id. Congratulations. You know what you're doing. Hello, Osmosis Jones. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us. We're not going to be long now. 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes? I don't know. Dinner's going to be ready in half an hour, but that was said time ago, so I don't know what's going on. Let's keep looking down here. What's the second book? Because that one was pretty good. I'm buying it. What about the Bituminous Coal-bound Codex? This is a Bituminous Coal-bound Codex. The written portion consists of a 1-page guide entitled Meditations on the Mountain Home. It concerns the hillocks, sling doors. The writing gets off track from time to time, yet it gives a feeling of compassion here and there. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. I'm not so excited about that one. A little travelogue, boring, but there's only 1 codex left, so let's read it. Fuck it. What about this one? This is an allanite-bound codex. It is decorated with birch. This object menaces with spikes of finely crafted cobaltite. On the item is an image of rose-cut gems in giant grizzly bear tooth. The written portion consists of a 1-page guide entitled Foundations of the Town, authored by Mete Shovelloves. Shovelloves. It concerns the town Twine Feathers. The writing is a bit stiff. Shovel that love. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. Oh, you did miss the last few streams. And you know what, Dave? Oh, shit. We did want to buy something,
statue.
didn't we? Yeah. Let's say T for trade. Oh, hang on. I'm not giving them anything. How much are they? Only 1,769 trade credits. Can I find a single spiked wooden ball that will cover that? That's good. We'll give them 2.5 grand profit. They should love it. T, enter. Lovely. Rhodey seems very happy about the trading. That's good. I like it. And so we come out. Good. And then we free Sal from the depot and go down to here where we can see, look, Dave, we put a statue in to memorialise you not being present. There's a little statue of you. Oh, and you've had a promotion as well. You're the where are you? The bookkeeper. Congratulations, you were the most qualified candidate with a name. It's good, isn't it? It's nice. Right, so let's have a little look. Oh, hello, Plutonium Jesus. I missed you there in chat. I saw Osmosis Jones pop in and then... Oh, no! You'll never guess what happened. You will never guess what happened. We've had a full-blown crash. What I'll do is I'll take it so you can see Chunky's screen and press cancel and then reload, which is probably not really a sensible thing to do because I'm going to be called down for dinner soon. But at least we've proved in concept that the idea of streaming 2 people playing Dwarf Fortress works. Everyone happy with the way Chunky Nut's screen looks? I mean, I could put something on there that says whose view is who, couldn't I? But
Good point. Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't try and read the text on your one, I think it looks pretty good. There we go. Nearly in. Let's get back into the fortress. undo all of that save, all that progress we had. Dave says, I'm touched, and in a good way. Well, that's good. It's good. Wouldn't want to be touched in a bad way. I was reaching there in my mind for a Bon Jovi joke. For some reason I was going to try and sing You Give Love a Bad Name, but include the concept of touching in a bad way, and it just didn't work. It never got off the landing pad. Or the takeoff pad? Launch pad, that's the word, launch pad. Aha, good. Anyway, so now I need to go and do that trade again. Do I though? Do I really need to do it? What I'm going to do is I'll just buy all their bars, I'll buy all their food, and then I'll do a quick save. And it will be fine. And there'll be no more problems for the rest of the stream. Isn't that nice? Come on, Sal. Get yourself up to the trade depot. Get yourself up there. Do the trading. It's all good. Should have gone for Bloodhound Gang. Well, I thought that, yes. I did think that, but I thought it was too on the nose. And for some reason I thought it would be easier to mould on the spot another song with very little reference to go by. And it just didn't work. Just didn't work. None of my musical little bits really have much power behind them. They're all pretty shit. But that's probably down to the fact that I'm a non-musical person. Well, not non-musical, just not very musical. Right, so trade. Settle their bars. And then we go down to find the food. Buy all their shit like that. Glass, clay, whatever. Ropes, blah, blah, blah. We've got plenty of trade. Down we go to find the food. Shield, bucklers, gauntlets, anvils. Yes, we'll buy the anvils. That would be nice. There's sandbags we could buy as well. No, it's too late. I want to get through this as quick as possible so we can save. Prepared giant oriole gizzards. Prepared giant barn owl gizzards. That's what we want. Have they got slightly different stuff for trade this time? Oh. So their stock must be determined when they arrive then, right? Well, maybe not. I'm not sure. Oh, shit. I bought a load of clothes. There we go. I'll buy the thread. Whatever. And that should be enough. Trade. Yes. Oh, we've got some balls on the table. Bought a shitload more. They're making $4,000 profit. That's ludicrous, but I want to get out of here quick. So trade. Enter. He seems ecstatic with the trading. I'm not fucking surprised. Let's take this spiked ball. Enter. And then just offer marked. Just give him a little gift. Yeah, go on. Go, a little gift. How'd you like that? Is that good? Of course you're ecstatic. Very happy. Okay, right, we're out of here now. Oh, shit, we better let Sal out of the depot, and then we'll go straight for that quick save. Where are you, Dwarfhack? There we are. Quicksave. Quick save. Lovely. And there we go. And then once that quick save has started, I'm going to turn my attention briefly to the microcline stockpile that I was trying to organise. I feel like I wouldn't put this much effort into tidying my real life world, but just having one fortress where I've moved all of the loose stone into quantum stockpiles feels like a major achievement. Whereas if I spent the day actually tidying the room, I'd be like, oh god, I want to do something else. I can't help it. Dwarf Fortress somehow manages to make the mundane interesting. You were suggesting earlier, Chunky, that there was we were talking about the difference between this and RimWorld, and you were kind of suggesting that maybe the slight level of difficulty around doing anything in this makes the sort of the reward for it like a little bit sweeter. Because of course, RimWorld, I don't know why RimWorld doesn't grip me like Dwarf Fortress exactly. I'm not sure you're right about it being the slightly more challenging interface. I don't feel RimWorld has quite the depth.
It can do. No, it doesn't have the depth of Dwarf Fortress, but it's similar. It's similar enough.
Yeah.
Like I think this is beautiful in its own way, right?
Yeah.
Whereas RimWorld, I don't think gets to that.
Well, for some reason, I find it okay to get a fortress underway and going in this, but RimWorld I find RimWorld a lot harder in terms of the actual like in-game events than this game.
Yeah, it can be.
The interface in this game is a pain, but you can kind of judge like how hard something's going to be. It doesn't seem to matter where you embark or how you approach the embark on RimWorld. it's fucking gonna be quite hard.
It ramps up quite quickly. Yeah.
Osmosis Jones points out actually something very correct. RimWorld literally has less depths since no Z levels. Very true.
Yeah, true.
Very true. It's got an entire
Oh, I have seen
dimension
a
of
mod.
depth missing. It's in a mod.
I've seen a mod that does Z levels. I have not used it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But
I mean, what's going to be down there? Presumably it's just materials like iron and stuff like that. I suppose they might even generate caves. Who knows? Maybe that'll make the difference.
Yeah. I wondered if it was actually an up level more than anything else, so you could build up. So just basically stairs.
They've nearly filled up this little stockpile here. I feel like this, compared to the method I was using last night of just saying, bring all the rhyolite to this stockpile, that'll be it. I mean, it worked to a point, but I feel like using the wheelbarrows to bring all the microcline that I'm doing now into a nearby stockpile and then shifting it into the dump, that's good. Oh, some migrants have arrived, just as somebody else got horrified. What's the deal with the migrants? Come, let us have a look at Dwarf Therapist. We had 65 adults, 10 children, and 3 vulnerable babies. We now have 74 adults, 10 children, and 3 vulnerable babies. Let's take a little peek at our new arrivals. The latest migration wave has 9 people in it. We've got a fairly competent, what's this? Bone setter / wound dresser. Cool. Okay, even though we already have that combo in the fortress. Oh no, that is a surgeon / wound dresser. Okay, very different. Maybe it is time to put in a hospital. We've got a fish cleaner. Oh wow, level 13 fish cleaner. Ooh, a level 10 armor smith. Oh, what have we got here?
What's your level 13 fish cleaner's name?
The level 13 fish cleaner is called Likot Shalikog.
That's a shame. Different guy.
Well, you might be getting the same, because if I look at how many migrant waves have you had now?
3.
3. So if I look at my second migrant wave, my first migrant wave, have you got an Unib Astgoden? Unib Astgoden.
Not in my first one.
About an Ushria Monomishen.
No.
Never mind. Never mind. Some dwarfs just want to go to the circus. That's true. Get that candy floss, watch some clowns pour out of the clown car. It's good. He is using the map that you gave me, Ocelot. That's why we're checking, because he's actually got the same artifact turning up. You know that silver longsword that I was making in Blender? He's got the same artifact.
It is now in a pedestal dining room.
I don't really put mine on display for some reason. It's obviously not optimal usage, but...
I've had them stolen, so I thought put them in a prominent position.
Make them harder to nick, yeah, good idea. Should
or at least nicked with witnesses.
So if I just dump what's in this area here into the stockpile, that might be good. We've got a lot of schist knocking around. I'd like to get rid of some of this schist. Why is there a piece of rhyolite? That should have definitely been moved into the rhyolite dump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another dump zone over that piece of rhyolite there. Press D for dump. Lovely. And then I'm going to get that bit of rhyolite there and I'm going to say dump it. I'm going to wait for someone to deal with it. While they're doing that, we'll check to see if this is schist, 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 all schist. So it looks like we're doing a schist stockpile quickly, just to get rid of this crap in the microcline stockpile. And then we'll see how it goes. Is someone going to come and move that rhyolite? Here they go. Lovely. Dump that rhyolite. Hopefully no one's filling this stockpile with fucking clothes. They almost certainly are. Sheep wool, shoe, pigtail shoe. Not ideal. However, once that rhyolite's in, bingo. Good. Now we can remove the dump, as I'm going to have to when I go downstairs. There we go. X. Nope. Yeah, that's it. So we've removed the zone. So next to that, what is this? Is this here a bit of schist? That is a bit of schist. So I'm going to say that's you. There's my keyboard. There's the rhyolite zone. There's the empty space. That where the child is. That is going to be the schist. Dump. So dump. There we go, garbage dump. And then piece by piece, I'm going to click on this schist. I'm going to say dump. Click on that schist, dump. That schist, dump. Here we go, that schist. Oh, did it wrong there? Don't click again. You'll lose it. You'll lose what you gained. Click there, get rid of that schist, and then once all this schist has been moved away, they'll fill in the last few holes of microcline, and we can dump all the microcline into that little quantum stockpile and get on with more dumping. Happy dump day. Okay, this should work. This should pull them through. Well, the thing about that, Osmosis Jones, is they are random by the looks of things, but we're drawing from the same pool of extant dwarves. So if any historic figure dwarves turn up, then we're likely to have the same people. Whereas if it's just random Joes, I think the random people are actually generated at the point they turn up. Okie dokie!
Okay.
I've got 8 minutes till dinner, so I am going to have to toddle off in a sec. But now, look at this. Lovely. We've got our... Is that a schist stockpile? It is a schist stockpile. This is good. I'm happy about that. But for now, let's remove the dumping zone there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that, and I'm going to make that a dump zone. I pop it over the microcline pile, press D, that's good. And then if I say D, that was B, D, B, F, no, D, DBD, there we go, dump. And then what I can do is get all of this microcline, bonk, dumped. All of this microcline, bonk, dumped. Down here, there we go. I'm just getting all the little nooks and crannies, and then I'll do the large area. Ah, crap, they've got a wheelbarrow right in the middle. I don't want the wheelbarrow dumped. That's no use to me. Who would want a wheelbarrow dumped? That's insane. What's going on? Okay, there it's green. That's it. Okay. Now we're cooking. There we go. I forgot the initial designation on one of them. Bonk. Badonk. Go. And then all this microcline gets dumped. Bang. Lovely. Let's watch this happen. Now, if this goes the way I want it to go, what will happen is they'll start moving all that microcline into the dump, and then that'll free up the guys to go and get the microcline around the fortress with wheelbarrows. Oh man, this actually is much better than the way we were doing it before. And if I combine this with your method of doing it room by room chunking up, then it may actually end up making my fortresses look even more fantastic in the future. It's good. Embark on the same location, you usually get similar waves, but they aren't one-to-one. I'm not sure if the world turns as you play. It does, Osmosis, it does. Oh, Osmosis has gone. See you later, sorry about that. But he's right, it does turn. Well, he's I can answer him. It does turn, because you can lose frames to a larger world because of all the events going on around the world. So it definitely has an effect. It definitely does. Oh, maybe it's changed. He's right. It says he used to, but he doesn't know. I think it does. I'm fairly confident it does. I'm loving this. Look at that, emptying out the microcline. And then immediately coming back to refill it. This is good stuff. It's moving into the dump zone very fast. If only we could set that stockpile to auto dump, it would be perfect. Then again, why do we have like dump zones, refuse piles, and all that jazz? What's the difference? I would have thought a refuse pile would just be pretty much the same.
Dump you can designate, can't you? Whereas you can't.
True.
Designate.
And you can also have a pit dump zone, not an actual pit stockpile, though.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
If you use Dwarf DF hack, I think it is, you can auto dump stockpiles.
Oh, well, I've got DF hack for auto trade and auto melt, but not auto dump.
Click on. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I've got auto dump, auto melt, auto trade as well.
I mean, auto melt feels very much like auto dump, doesn't it? It has a lot of the same sort of
but that would tend to. Wouldn't that just create a manager job for it?
I don't know. Can you do haul jobs for a manager? Oh no, of course melt. Yeah, no, melt is a manager job. Yeah.
Melt is it's going to take it to a smelter or whatever.
This is pretty cool. They've managed to completely remove all of the microcline. There's only one dot left, which I've just set to dump. So it's empty, and then they should be coming back in a minute with all the wheelbarrows. There we go. Here's a wheelbarrow. They should start filling it up again. At least that's the theory. That's the theory. Come on, before I have to go for dinner, please, game. See, what I might do, I don't think I'm going to be streaming after dinner, but I do want to play more Dwarf Fortress. So I could either try and do some stone management in downtime without streaming it, and I could probably record it. That's a kind of possibility. Or I could start a new embark, just make a copy, take another copy of the embark, and just start doing one in the interim. But that's gonna cause spoilers, isn't it? That's gonna cause me to know what's coming, which is not ideal.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. But the call for dinner is going to come very soon. I'm almost certain of it. Well, I say almost. I'm absolutely assured of it. It's a fact. Could easily have been 8 minutes already. So I'll just blame it on the kids. I'll say they didn't want to come downstairs and wash their hands. When Kel will know, she'll look at me and she'll see in my face that I was actually playing Dwarf Fortress. Come on, get that microcline in the dump before the new lot comes in, and then we can completely refill. It's going to be great. They seem to be taking a very long time to bring it down, and we've got 35 idlers. Where are all the wheelbarrows? Also, where is all the microcline? That could explain why they're taking so long. I'm going up instead of down. Go down here. There's no microcline left in this layer. Oh my god, they could be going down.
Wow.
Oh, shit, they're going deep.
Yeah.
They can't.
No, there's no more. Yeah, because they can't get down.
They can't get into the caverns. So, is that where the microcline is? Wait a minute. Okay, got to do a little head count here. Well, rock count. Let's go Z. I'm going to say DBF. We're going to forbid everything in the microcline stockpile. There we go. And in there, once I've done that, I'm going to have a look at the stocks, and I'm going to say EMICRO microcline. How much is forbidden? 397. Holy shit! And only 2 pieces are not. Wow.
Yeah.
That dealt with everything very quickly. So where are these 2 pieces then? Tab Z. You are. Oh, why won't you take me there? Oh, because I typed in micros. I need to do Shift Z. There we go. Why aren't you accessible? Are you? Yeah, it's behind cabin gate. Cool. Okay, then so all the microcline has been done. Well, that didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it would. So in that case, the next one to do will be schist. And what I will do here is I will say no, I'm going to get rid of the dump zone on the microcline first. So X, no more dump zone. I put another dump zone. What? No. Don't want that one. Done it wrong. Calm down. Okay, stop removing zones. Add a zone there. Make it a dump. Brilliant. Cool. Very nice. And then we go into here and we need to unforbid everything. D, B, C. Okay, I'll be right down. E, sort of exaggerated. Let's press S, go to stone, other stone. Quick, get this set up before I have to finish. Quick, get rid of microcline. We don't want that, but we do want schist. So S, C, H, there it is. Schist goes into the stockpile. Bang. And that should start moving all the schist nice and quickly into the stockpile. What have we got on this stockpile here? We've got lots of schist there. Granite, quartzite, granite, andesite, schist, basalt. What I could do is, why are they putting all this fucking microcline in the stockpile? That's no fucking good. This one doesn't accept microcline anymore. There it is. It's not accepted. Stop it. Oh, dwarves. Come on. What is this? Okay, I needed to do that. I needed to get rid of the dump after I designated the stockpile to schist. Crap. Okay, but it's not too difficult to do this. It's not too difficult to do this. What I need to do is say... Actually, what I need to do is pause it and walk away. Pause it and walk away. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a genuine pleasure streaming for you. It's an absolute pain to walk away from this, but I've got to. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.